Hi everyone, let me just go and change something real quick. There we go. Hi everybody, it's me back again. This is Vacancy channel and welcome back to another tutorial video. Today I'm going to show you how you can install Windows XP Professional in VirtualBox. Last time I did this earlier with other things, like I also did include with Windows XP and Windows. Other ones with me in addition to 2005. That video is still available so you can check it out. So, with that being said, let's get started. If you haven't downloaded already, I will download this link under here. This says download VirtualBox. We have platform packages. We have 7.18, which features Windows, Mac OS, Apple, Linux, Solaris, and IPS hosts. But however, I already downloaded VirtualBox, so I won't be doing in this tutorial. Next, you need the Windows XP ISO. I'm going to put this in under here. It's hosted by the Internet Archive website. And go in here, click on the Show All, then choose Windows XP Professional with Service Pack 3 x86-bit. This will download the Windows XP ISO image. Once it's downloaded, we will have to do this by, as you can see right now, it's downloading right now. It will just take about a few times when we reach it through. However, for now, we're going to go ahead and share the image with you. Oops. This Windows XP. There you go. Now, I'll present this back. So as you can see right now, we're in our screen right here. So I'm going to open up VirtualBox. As you can see, I have 4 Windows XPs. But for today's tutorial, we're going to go ahead and select New. Locate the Windows XP Service Pack 3 ISO image or select Other. Then choose Windows XP and select Open. Make sure it says Windows XP with Service Pack 3 selected. Otherwise, we will be taken into this point. Choose that. And I'm going to name it Windows XP Tutorial 2025. Next, click on Skip Unattended Installation, and this will bypass that. Under Hardware, this is where we allocate our memory and our hardware storage. If I go to the Start button and click on Settings, go to System, hit on About, you will see how much the processor and the RAM has been installed. However, the memories and the processor would take about a few times when we insert them into the machine, seeing the i7-6700 CPU. So with that being known, as you can see, mine's a 32 gigabyte of RAM, and the processor is the Intel Core i7-6700 CPU with 3.0 4.1 GHz. Anyways, let's go ahead and make sure if we have anything, we just go and allocate, like I can allocate 1,124 megabytes and getting the processor to 2. Under the hard disk, this is where we allocate our VM. Now, Windows XP requires about 50 to 60 gigabytes, so in this tutorial, I'm going to say it is 60. Click Finish, and it will close out of here. Next, we need to change the settings. First, we have to change the settings to manufacture it if it's working. As you can see, I can allocate to 128 gigabytes for this display or 128 for this display. Once everything is all settled in, choose OK, and we can get out of this. We can now click Start at the top of the screen to launch our VM. Your VM is going to load into a new window, and it's going to boot into the Windows XP setup. At first, it would take about a few minutes till we get to the setup. In case you need it, it's always needed. In that case, this is a command prompt. So as you can see, welcome to setup. To set up Windows XP, press Enter. Or repair Windows XP, press R or F3. So press Enter on your keyboard. Then, if you read this correctly, you will see the Windows XP Professional Service Pack 3. Press F8 on your keyboard to accept the license agreement. Next, you'll be prompted to select the partition of Windows XP. In that case, mine is 61436 gigabytes. Press Enter on your keyboard, and then once you're here, go at the top and select Format the partition using the NTFS file system quick. Then press Enter. This will take about a few minutes to format the disk drive. I've noticed that the disk drive will take about a few minutes or two. So in the meantime, I'm going to switch back to the Windows XP desktop. Now I'll let you know once it's reached that too. Alright, let's go back. Now it's going to ask me to reboot my VM. You can wait for the timer or just wait to a few seconds and your VM will restart. Now you remember to ask to press any key to boot from a CD. Do not press anything and let the screen pass. Otherwise, we're going to be taken into a boot loop. Now the screen will show up and it's going to show me something. I've noticed that that green bar right there on the bottom right there, that's the green bar. That's the part right there. So it's just taking about a few minutes to install the Windows XP installation. I've noticed this will take about a few minutes for a while, so I'll be right back once it reaches there. So I'll mute. Now, once you're back in this screen, you'll be prompted to select a regional and language options. So as you can see, regional and language options are displayed numbers and dates. It was set to the US, so I'll leave it as it is. And my keyword layer is just to US. Press next, and it's going to personalize my software. So I'm going to name it my username, just that, and I'm going to name it Ivan Mount Plus for this process because I'm the organization for Ivan Mount Plus. Now, once you're done, click on Next. And this is where your product key is. I won't be able to go through this copy of this for this tutorial because this video will flag this or take this video down for piracy, but you can find this somewhere around here just to like even places like eBay. So I'm going to come back, switch to the Windows XP desktop, catching you when this is done. Alright, moving on to the next stop, which will feature all these. So I had to use my things real quick since this is a computer name. So I'm going to name this Dell, or what should I say, Ivan VM for this example, because that matches my name on it. And click Next. This is where your date and time and your time zone will be. Choose Next once again, if your time zone is correct. Now it will install the networks. So it will just take about a few minutes or two. So it will just take about a few seconds. You'll be asked to choose the networking settings. You can choose typical or custom settings. So I'll leave it as typical. Choose no. This computer is not on a network. Make this as the following work group. Now it will copy the files during the installation. It will finalize the installation of Windows. So it will just take about a few seconds or two, and then we'll get through to the next step. Now, once it saves the settings, you will see that the screen, make sure, yes, 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 you can hear me. Now, once it reaches to the saving settings screen, you will see that it will restart automatically on its own, and you will probably setting up Windows. So it would take about approximately 5 minutes to finalize the installation, since it finished collecting the information, dynamic updates, preparing the installation, and it's installing Windows. Which is the most secure of Internet Explorer to date. Okay, saving settings. Once it's finished, it will reboot the VM, and again you'll be prompted to press any key to boot from CD. Do not press anything and let the screen pass through, otherwise we will be taken into a boot loop. You will see this screen saying the display settings to improve the appearance of visual elements. Windows will automatically adjust your screen resolution, press OK. And when Windows adjusts your screen resolution, if you can't read this text, click OK to continue, press OK. Then it will load us through here. You will go prompt to a welcome screen, and we can finalize setting up Windows. There it is. Welcome to Windows XP. I'm here to help you set up your computer. I can explain things as you move along. Anytime you need help, just click me with the mouse or press the F1 key. I'll be right here if you need me. Once on the screen, you will see this Welcome to Microsoft Windows screen. So as you can see, it says Welcome to Microsoft Windows. Thank you for purchasing Microsoft Windows XP. Let's spend a few minutes setting up your computer. Once it reaches to here, to continue, click Next. Choose the Next button. You will see Help protect your PC or my VM. With automatic updates, Windows can routinely check the latest important updates for your computer and install them automatically. These updates can include security updates, critical updates, and service packs. No information is collected that can be used to identify your content. Please read the Windows Content Privacy Statement, because here's the privacy statement here. Pause if you want to read it. I'll click back. And on this screen, click on Help Protect My PC by turning on automatic updates now, even though there's no more updates for Windows XP, so it's sometimes since 2014. So with that said, we can click on Next on the screen right there, choose Next. Now, it will check me for connectivity. Now, it will see the screen saying, will this computer connect to the internet directly or through the network? You can set this computer to connect to the internet directly or through a network of connected computers. If you have one, in either case, Windows Firewall will help protect your computer. Unauthorized access only internet. Will this computer connect to the internet? Network? Choose yes. This computer will connect to the local area of home network. And if you're not sure, whenever your computer is on the network, select No above. You can always change the software after your setting windows. Just click Control panel on the Start menu, click Network and Internet Connections. Anyways, press Next. Now, it's going to ask me to say it's the same thing. Here it is. If you want to read it, I'll pause it right there. Now it's going to say, ready to register with Microsoft? Register online with Microsoft and we'll notify you new products product updates, events, and promotions, and special offers that you may be interested in. Registration is optional. Are you ready to register online with Microsoft? If you're not, then click next. Now it's going to ask me to say who will be using my VM. Type the name of each person who uses this computer. Windows will create a separate user for each person, account for each person, so you can personalize the way you want Windows to organize and display information. Protect your files and computer settings and customize the desktop. These names will appear on the welcome screen in alphabetical order. When you start Windows, simply click their name on the welcome screen to begin. If you want to set passwords and limit permissions for each user or add user accounts when setting Windows, just click the control panel on the start menu and click user accounts. So in that case, I'm going to name it Ivan Tessa. That's my username because I am the one I'm using my account. Click next, and there it is. See? Thank you. Congratulations, you're ready to go. Here's what you just accomplished. Your computer is configured your VM is configured for internet access. To learn about the exciting features of Windows XP, take a product tour. You can also find useful information in the Help and Support Center. These options are located in the Start menu. Anyways, that is all the out-of-box experience music. This one is the Windows XP out-of-box experience music, and I like the classic Windows XP installation audio right there. And you can see that's the. So, anyways, let's go ahead and click finish, and we'll prompt to a welcome screen. And we're on our desktop. However, there's a few changes I need to remember about the Windows XP VM. As you can see, we're connected to the internet, and however, there might be something to comply with. So everything's all cleared up. Next, we need to install VirtualBox Guest Editions. This will allow us to add some drivers to the VM, enable full screen mode, enhance performance, and provide additional functionality. To install Guest Editions, click on the devices at the top of the screen. Click on Devices, then choose Insert Guest Editions CD image. Then, on here, click on the Start button in Windows XP, then open My Computer. In My Computer, you will see the VirtualBox Guest Editions, the D drive right there. Click on it to open it up. By the way, there are some shared documents and my things right there. As you can see, we got all of these things, just to be clear with you, because these are titles. And the shared music and videos are also good. We can also get some pictures and shared videos as well. Which, of course, these are my videos. Now, once on this screen, you will see the Guest Editions 7.16 setup. As recommended, because other SAP will guide you through the installation of VirtualBox Guest Editions. As recommended, because other applications before starting setup. This will make it possible to update relevant system files without having to reboot your computer. Click on Next. Choose the Next button again. Then Install. VirtualBox Guest Editions will now install to your VM. I have noticed that the VM right there, you can see right there, that's the VM right there, because that is the VM right there, as you can see in the background right there, because that one right there is the Windows XP Bliss wallpaper, because that's the Windows XP Bliss wallpaper, since you can tell on the right there, because you can see that one right there is the Windows XP Bliss wallpaper, which is kind of a bit of a classic one, which this one used until since 2016 or 2005 or 2006. So and that part right there, which is the Windows XP, has a classic start menu and the kind of whatever. This is what the Windows XP used to be, and the start button looks very much different, because you can see in the start menu here, this is where all the programs that was previously installed. So as you can see, we have the Internet Explorer and the MSN and Windows Media Player right there, which features music, videos, CDs, internet, radio, and I wonder what this is, the tour of Windows XP. And this one are much different than usual, even though there's no activate windows on the screen, but entertainment and communications does, with the new connection wizard and the wireless setup wizard. Oh, we don't have much time because it flickers. So as you can see, we have all these things we can get through. So, in what case is needed is a point of Windows XP. So that was the point of it. So that's kind of a nice thing, I think, because you can see the start menu looks different than Windows 10. So since then, just and the start menu looks nice and looks much kind of looks nicer. The Internet Explorer, the older Internet Explorer thing right there. And there are some games right there, but we're not going to focus it for today's tutorial. If your startup and the accessories, you have accessibility, communications, entertainment, and system tools. And we also have these nice things right here. This is Windows Explorer. I wonder what this is. Windows Explorer. Yeah, this is Windows Explorer. And the guest editions is there. So it will just take about a few seconds here. Hang tight. So it's currently copying. And there we go. VirtualBox guest editions. Choose reboot now. Finish. And our VM will restart. During the restart, you'll hear the classic Windows XP logoff sound. Once you're back in your VM and have guest dishes installed, we can now try full screen or VirtualBox VM. The easiest way to do this is you can use the view at the top of the screen and choose on the top when clicking on here and clicking on view and select full screen mode. This will automatically full screen our VirtualBox machine and take the resolution of your monitor. To exit out of full screen, choose view and select full screen mode. Alternatively, you can toggle full screen mode by using the drag and drop or enabling the full screen resolution of your monitor. We can now eject the VirtualBox guest editions from our VM. Head to My Computer. Under the devices with removable storage, choose VirtualBox guest editions. Right click on it and then choose eject. Now before we end the video here, I just want to talk about browsing the internet on Windows XP. If you come to the start menu here and click Internet Explorer, as you can see, it doesn't keep being capable of loading a web page. If I go to a website like YouTube, as you can see, it doesn't even load up the web page. It shows that the page cannot be displayed. And this is because the version of Internet Explorer that ships with Windows XP is so old and just cannot display any modern web pages. So we need to install a modern web browser. But, however, if I load up Google, it works. Since Google also does work, but you can't do anything because it says it's going to say that the page cannot be displayed. So it totally works with Google, but it doesn't load any modern web pages. So Google does work, and it's still not the best experience. So that's just that. So if I go to my Documents folder or the things right here, clicking on here, My Computer, choose Share Documents, Share Video. If I go to Devices, drag and drop, and select Host to Guest. Let me just put a video here. Like here's an example. The Maximum Ruby game by dragging to our virtual machine and doesn't just show anything, but on this one, clicking that and then choosing a music video, I'm going to choose a music video that will be provided with. We have the Child of God. Let me just say an example. Like here's an example. Like let me choose a song. Like uh, like this one, "The Jesus Loves Me, This I Know" from Bob Singleton. As you can see, it doesn't keep capable of loading the web page because, as you can see, it doesn't say. It says Windows cannot open the file. It says MP4. So we need to install a modern one. First of all, we have to do two of them. We will do two of them. So let me just show you real quick. Let me go to my music and drag. I'm only gonna play a snippet because I don't want to get copyrighted. So let's start with devices, same thing, host to guest, then dragging the this song right here, then pull it up. So I don't think with Windows versions, with Windows XP, but Windows XP and Windows 7 will look like Windows XP and with Vista. So let's see, like this one. Let's drag the "Can I Kick It" music. As you can see, we have all of these three. So let's start with browsing the internet on Windows XP. So anyways, we come to the start right here and click Internet Explorer. As you can see, it doesn't capable of loading the web page. If I go to a website like YouTube, as you can see that the one that it could load the web page shows that the page cannot be displayed. And this is because the version of Internet Explorer here is so old and cannot display any modern web pages. So we need to install a modern web browser. So here's what's currently installed right now. So here's what's currently installed with which is called Microsoft Internet Explorer 6, which is too outdated, right? Yes, too outdated. So what we need to install is Supremium. So let me just go and load up pictures, and then while I do that, I'm going to choose my wallpaper to select. For profile pictures, click on drag and drop and host to guest. Choose the profile you want. For me, I'm going to choose this one, then drag it over to my pictures tab. As you can see, the pictures is already loaded up. We can click on it to open it. And as you can see, it works for a bit, which is called the Peanuts movie. For the wallpaper, if you want to drag your own wallpaper, just simply follow my directions. Click on the wallpaper you like, then drag it over. That one works as well. If you don't like the Bliss wallpaper, here's how you can change it. Click on the Start menu and click on Control Panel. Next, click on Appearances and Themes, then change the desktop background. You'll be prompted to the screen like this. If you already did so, do not choose the wallpapers that is slightly different. Instead, you have to choose your own wallpaper. Choose Stretch to fit this wallpaper. On Settings or the Appearances, if you don't like blue, you can change it to anywhere you like. For me, I'm going to choose silver for this example and click on Apply. This will apply to other machines, and this will work as well. For profiles, click on Back, click User Accounts, click on your username, then select Change My Picture. Choose Browse a Picture, and then choose the profile you like. I'm going to create a password for this, but I won't be bothering showing you the passwords right here, so I'm going to send it back to the Windows XP VM. So I'm going to do this off screen since I don't want this to flag it as well, since I don't want to do this in the point at all. No. Anyways, back to the modern web browsers. So modern web browsers. So anyways, let's go back to installing a modern web browser. So as you can see, I put this as a background here. So let's go back to continuing the modern web browser. We come to the start menu here and click Internet Explorer. As you can see, like I said, it doesn't capable of loading the web page. If I go to a website like YouTube, click OK. As you can see, it doesn't even say that the loading of the web page. It says that the page cannot be displayed. And this is because the version of Internet Explorer is so old and cannot display any modern web pages. So we'll need to install a modern web browser. So instead of Internet Explorer, is installing Supremium. Yes, Supremium is a modern internet browser based on Chromium and it supports Windows XP and other 32-bit operating systems, which I'm going to leave it here, which I'll also put it in a GitHub page. Click on Releases. Under latest version, click Supremium. 32setup.exe to download the latest version of Supremium. Now, don't do the one in the side right here because it's kind of too old and cannot do anything. So what I recommend is this one, is Supremium R3, the latest version of Supremium. Next, we need to drag the Supremium setup here to my desktop. The easiest way to do this is click on Devices, drag and drop, and choose Host to Guest. Now we can drag the Windows XP to our VirtualBox VM. Simply drag the Supremium 32setup.exe and paste it to here. As you can see, the Supremium setup here is now on my desktop. I found that the drag and drop might be a little glitchy sometimes. If you encounter issues, you should use share folders. Now that we have the Supremium setup here on my desktop, double click on it to open it. You'll be asked to, if you want to install Supremium, hit yes when prompted to. You'll be asked to specify the location of the Supremium folder. Choose Create Shortcuts for Supremium. If you want your account to have all users, choose Install for all users. Then click OK to proceed with the installation. Once it's finished, you see that the Supremium setup is finally completed successfully. You should see the Supremium setup here on my desktop. Double click on it to open up the browser. If you want to sign in or don't sign in, choose Sign In. Then you'll be prompted to sign in to your account. However, I won't be able to prompt today's video here, so I'm going to pause it right here, give it a few seconds, and I'll let you know when I get back to you. As you can see, I was able to log into my other accounts. I can see I can log into a Supremium profile, which is managed by the district. Choose Next. Click Yes, I'm in. And as you can see, the Supremium sub is now on my desktop, and it should be open well. And we should see a good-looking browser open. Yeah? Yes. As you can see, I was able to load up Google Classroom, and it works well. Which it features this one, which is nice. You should be able to load up and watch YouTube videos, like this example, like this. You can choose it. last but not least, I want to talk about watching a video on Windows XP. You come to the start button here and click on Windows Media Player. As you can see, it says Welcome to Windows Media Player 9 series. Enjoy fast and flexible music and video playback with Windows Media Player 9 series. Click on Next. You will see the screen saying that the WMA and MP3 files. Click on Next. You will see these are the lists that was supported here, like WMA, WMV, ASF, music CD, MP3, AVI, WAV, movie file, MIDI, AAF, and AU. Which sadly, it's kind of outdated in the list through, because as you can see that the page cannot be displayed. So let's talk about the process of watching a video or listening to music in Windows XP. You come to the start button here and click My Music. As you can see, I have all 3 musics here we can listen. I can play MP3 files, which works well. But for videos, it only plays WMV files only. We go to my computer, go to Shared Videos, and play this music video. As you can see, it doesn't say it cannot open up this file. We need to install a modern one. We need to install a one right here. Here's what I recommend: is KM Player. KM Player is also based on this, which is a media player that works with Windows XP. Choose the PC for Windows and select Download for KM Player. Next, drag KM Player from Devices, Host to Guest. Then drag KM Player to the virtual machine. As you can see, KM Player is now on the desktop. Double click on it to open it. You'll be asked to select the language of the installer. Choose English. Click on Next. Hit I agree. Next again. Select Install. Next, accept the license terms and conditions and select Install. Once you're satisfied here, click on Finish. Now we can launch the KM Player, and then we should load it up. Now we should be able to load up some music videos. As you can see, I was able to load Where's Max? And it works well. I can also load music videos, and this will work. That's all for today's tutorial, but before we go, use Windows XP at your own risk. Windows XP has not received any security updates in a number of years, so you'll be vulnerable when using the operating system. So don't sign into important accounts like your email or Google account, and also avoid anything suspicious, and don't sign in to report anything like this. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you guys did, and I hope you did enjoy the video. And in the meantime, I'll see you next time.